Hi, this is Darren Drew, excuse me, from D Drew Guitars. I'm going to show you my method to remove the frets on a guitar. Okay, everybody agrees that you should heat them up with a soldering iron, but the last ones, I tried here, 15 minutes, and it still pulls up wood. Um, so I thought of a better way, actually, and I've tried it. Get your normal iron, okay, put it on your frets, and just rock it back and forth, gently for 1 to 2 minutes is all it really takes. And it will heat up that fret plus all of the other ones to where you can't touch them. They get that hot that fast, and it makes it so much more less time to spend on it. And then what I did is I have this tool, bit, screwdriver bit, but I made a sharp point on it so I can get the end of the fret up just a touch. And then I have this tool. I'll tell you about it in a minute, but I want to kind of get it going now. Um, that it's made for pulling out frets, but it had a sharp angle to it. And see, now I got underneath the fret really nicely, gently tapping on this. Now I'll heat it up some more just to keep it nice and hot. But this fret tool it had a big angle on it, like a big angle. And so I straightened it out, and then I took some material off to make it a nice smooth graduation going upwards in this direction. I'll show you the tool in just a moment. And then I'll keep heating this as I'm going. But I've tried, I've done literally, I don't know, thousands, hundreds, of fret jobs, thousands of fret jobs, but pulling them out, maybe just hundreds. But, and it's always like pulling up wood, there's not much that I have found that you can, do to avoid that. See, and the slot here allows the tang to go through. So I'll just keep working this now. I'll heat it up some more. And believe me, these frets will burn your fingers if you touch them now. Guaranteed. With just an iron on high. I'll heat this up some more. You want to keep it nice and hot. If there's glue, but most manufacturers don't use glue, especially import, because it's illegal because of the fumes, supposedly. So I'll keep going with this. And it pulled them up. Okay. I don't want to touch that because I know it's too hot. Now what I'll do is I'll just get my hammer and I will tap back the wood that is there. Okay. And then I will get this this is from the outside of a school notebook, actually. See, these frets here, I can't even touch. They're still so hot, which is pre-loosening them, I would think, Come on, get in there. I'll put this in the slot. Now I will run some super glue. It's getting a touch wide. I'll run some super glue on both sides. And glue these wood chips back in because they're still loose, So then now I'll run a bead of super glue on both sides. This is the little plasticky stuff is for and to avoid getting glue inside the canal way, your fret slot. And I don't care if there is glue on the fretboard or anything now, because I am going to, I'm going to radius the fretboard anyway. I'll give these one more tap. I'll hit it with some accelerator. And like I say, I don't care that it's got super glue on the outside of the fretboard. I'm going to radius it all off anyway, but I want the wood chips to stay there. Now, here is this tool I'm talking about that, see, my whole thing is even hot. Okay, what I did was, this used to be bent up at an angle like this. I straightened it out, and then you can see that I made it nice and smooth, so it doesn't go up abruptly. It fades its way into it. And I also curved it a little bit so it will follow the radius of the fretboard as I go, as I hammer it in. And, I've tried so many different ways. I have the right, fret pliers that make sure that this is nice, and flat and together. But this is the best way I've come up with so far. But see, these frets are still hot to touch. And you want, with the soldering iron, to get them this hot, I tried it 15 minutes. They weren't even close to this hot. But these are all still really hot. And it doesn't burn the binding, and they're still hot. So I can continue on to the next one and heat it up just a little bit more. But it's 95% of the way there still after all of this time. So this is Darren Drew. Please like, please subscribe, and I'll continue on with this. Thank you. Bye.